Welcome everyone to my breakout session. My name is Dima. I belong to the professional services team. I'm the solutions engineer at Atera, and I'm responsible for the most complex implementations for the new customers. And I'm also responsible for retraining the new customers and developing custom instructions for the ones who might need it. And I'm working with other departments on many different interesting projects. However, let's talk about our main topic. So IT Autopilot onboarding. It's a very interesting process. It's not the same as for the core product and maybe your typical SaaS process. And let's actually dive in. Let's imagine your typical SaaS implementation process, because usually it's it usually goes two ways. It's either a very basic approach where you get exposed to all the features, all the buttons one by one. You launch the project and you just run with it. That's basically it. No extra complexity there. Unless you have some integrations to fine tune, you have APIs, you have webhooks, you maybe have something else that is outside the core configuration and requires some customization. And this is where we come in and we help you to fine tune all of it. AI in comparison, it has a new component which is not typical for the regular onboarding process, which is iteration. So it's the setup itself doesn't take much time. However, the AI is as smart as the data it swims in. So in other words, it needs context to operate and actually be your tool that you're using day to day and you actually do enjoy. And what I mean by that is that your company knowledge, what you do as a company, your terminology, and how you do things in general inside your organization, it's going to determine will it be as successful as it should be, or it will need extra refinement. Because our AI model is trained on the basic IT knowledge, advanced IT knowledge. However, it doesn't know your company just yet out of the box, even though it can respond to basic questions, do basic diagnostics. However, it truly shines when you start to tell it what you actually do as a company and combine this data with what it knows about you, and then you get it to its full potential. But before it actually it all takes place, there are several things you need to consider to prep for the onboarding for such a product as AI, because it's everybody talks about AI. That is true. However, how to prep for the implementation of an AI product in your company. First of all, as I said, the content and the context is key. Because in my team in professional services, we consist of two parts. We are solutions engineers, or we do the onboarding, we do the scoping, we do the onboarding initiatives. And in parallel to this, we have professional services specialists who are responsible for importing your historical KB articles or tickets from your previous ticketing systems. You're coming from somewhere else. Why we do that and why it's even needed, because the KB articles are good from the start to be used as, let's say, the food for thought for AI. And the tickets, we have a special feature for the tickets which you're bringing in from any other system, and it's converting the tickets into KB articles. How do we do that? We try to find import the tickets, index them, and then we try to find with a custom algorithm. We try to find the common thread in what they have all in common. So to generate a KB article, to give you a suggestion how it can be made inside your organization. And if you say, yes, this is exactly what I needed, you approve it, and then it becomes part of the AI knowledge. The second part, which is also key to your success, you need to collect the information internally. Maybe it's not IT department who is the gatekeeper for this information. You need to make our autopilot aware. What do you do as a company? Any type of slang, buzzwords, acronyms you have inside your organization, because it can be many things. And a relatively simple acronym can mean something completely different to any type of like common knowledge and common sense, and it may be something very custom to you. And last but not least, your technology stack. So basically, the software you're using in the company, who is using it for what, and who is like eligible for having the software to begin with. Uh, Step number 3 is to decide which channels are you going to be using to interact with Autopilot, because we are offering several ways of interacting with it. Number 1 is our service or customer portal, depending on the type of the product, MSP or the IT department that you're on. But also, the portal is like the, let's say, the plan A. We also offer the plan B, C, and D. So the plan B is and C is to integrate your Teams and Slack corporate licenses with our Autopilot that will give you the possibility of having multiple entry points for your employees, which is just reduces the friction, and you actually meet the customers where they are. And email is still a thing on top of that. And the email can be used as a funnel to direct your users into the portal and to actually do this cultural shift. For them, it's a cultural and a professional shift. Maybe they are not used to submit the tickets this way. Maybe they're just used to the walk-ups or maybe phone calls, or usually it's emails, but still several ways to submit a ticket to the IT person. Last but not least, apparently what we noticed across many onboarding processes is that if you give AI a name which is maybe an inside joke, maybe you can come up with a clever name, or maybe some wordplay around your company name. Maybe you can just give it a human name and everybody will refer to someone like Mike. When it comes down to onboarding timeline, several key things that I want to highlight. So as you can see, it's not like a set and forget process. It takes a little bit of time, because we're huge believers that onboarding is an effort, which is a mutual effort, and it actually takes two. So as you can see on a timeline, it takes several weeks to complete. With that being said, what does it entail? So these 5 blocks represent, I will not read them out loud. These 5 blocks represent the actions that we're taking live on the call and what we do together. Okay, so the best practice is to meet on a weekly basis. If it's a fully online process, or if it's like an on-site process, this is something else. However, the best practice is to meet weekly to allow you as a customer the time to collect the information that is needed for the autopilot to be fully operational. And as you remember that I mentioned before, we need to give AI some context. With that being said, we need some time for our professional services team, and what I mean the specialists who are responsible for the knowledge-based articles and ticket import, to give them some time to refine what you are bringing into the platform in terms of context, to make sure it's all there, you're happy with what you're getting, and we can actually do some sanity checks. We can do the optimization, and we can do enhanced testing, because right out of the box tests, yes, we can do them in under 15 minutes after you switched on all the toggles, because the setup itself is relatively easy. However, it takes some time before you can come back to us with the list of your acronyms, your custom instructions, like your company description, because there are some requirements to it. I won't go into too many details. However, the bottom line is that if it's the enablement department in your company, maybe it's someone else who is like employee experience, who does the employee onboarding. Imagine AI is a new employee. So everything you do for a new person in the company, this information would definitely come in handy. With that being said, there is a bit of your effort that is also integrated in the process. We can help you and guide you. However, your participation is key to your success, and it also and also influences how fast we can be fully operational. To complement what I just said, the custom instructions and developing a very new habit of yours, because our product not only has what you copy pasted or typed in there, but also AI Insights review is a very interesting component of your advancement in the onboarding process, because the more KB articles you have, the more tickets you have, the more AI insights you get. And maybe you're using one of our provided remote tools, which is Splashtop. It also has the premium version, which supports multiple screens, not a subject of discussion. However, using Splashtop gives you additional advantage that you can get AI insight from those remote session logs. Not screen capturing, but logs. So basically, what the actions were made, and can it be a PowerShell script? If the answer is yes, you will get such an AI insight. So as soon as, and this becomes a continuous process, the habit needs to be developed so the AI insights are always reviewed and you get as up-to-date context as it can be to make AI as knowledgeable and as helpful as possible. The whole process depends on both of us. So you are the most knowledgeable person about your company specifics. You define who is testing the solution first, to what extent, and in what volumes. However, we suggest that you're having a decent flow and a decent stream of tickets, because Autopilot is as good as the ticket throughput, because the more you put it through tests, the better results you get, and the more context you can add moving forward, because apparently it was missing something. And we will give you the onboarding, we'll give you the professional service assistance, and we'll also complement all of it with complementary documents for both for technicians and end users to make sure everybody has what it takes to make the change. And and I cannot stress this enough, how showing up beats everything. So if we're consistent, when we're keeping up the pace is great, everybody's contributing with what they're doing, the result's going to be great. It's inevitable. And a couple of things that I want to revert back to, and maybe repeat myself to an extent, but this is something that I want to encourage you. Use the built-in functionality to create a scheduled ticket to review the AI insights. It significantly improves the results and the output of what both Autopilot and Copilot are capable of. Try to review them with additional intention to make them as accurate as possible. Don't trust the output from the get-go. Do your due diligence, have a second set of eyes, maybe send it to a colleague to proofread everything until it's live, and making your move to the next stage. And also, when it comes down to the remote tools of choice to get additional advantage, as I just mentioned, choose Splashtop. And also, we now offer the Splashtop Premium, which actually allows you something that, for instance, AnyDesk is not capable of, is to have the simultaneous 2 screens at a time and 2 technicians in one remote session, in case you have a trainee or a junior personnel and he needs assistance. So this is something that can complement one another. However, having the base version of Splashtop and the premium version, it does not affect how the logs are captured for the AI insights. Regarding the return on investment, so there are decent out-of-the-box savings, because when it comes down to calculating how fast AI can respond, if you used any other AI tool for your day-to-day tasks, any type of AI assistant, you immediately see how fast it can respond. So it types faster than a human, according to studies. It types about 380 to 400 symbols per minute, if I'm not mistaken, which is insanely fast. And just by doing that, you save a lot of time from the get-go. And when it comes down to the most basic tickets, and not the most basic tickets, depending on the context you're giving it. Uh, After the successful onboarding phase, it's capable of uh, getting you to a point when some of the tickets, which could have been just a simple reset, are no longer a thing for your IT team, which is, to my eye, it's pretty exciting. And now I have a very special guest with me today. It's Bill Thomas from company CCI. And I wanted to ask Bill a couple of questions. But before this, Bill, please introduce yourself.
Sure, Dima. Thanks for having me. My name is Bill Thomas. I've worked for CCI for 10 years. I started out helping users with daily issues, day-to-day stuff to fix their issues. And then also I supported the CCI corporate with the development and implementation of IT projects. CCI is a company that manages mostly multifamily properties all across the United States. And I help with the IT aspects of that. Today, my main role is maintaining and troubleshooting the company's networks. I assure that the employees have the right hardware they need to do their jobs efficiently. I also manage the IT assets, computers, tablets, and such. I perform administrative functions on various IT platforms, including Atera. And I handle help desk escalations. We have a help desk that does the primary like tier 1 support. And then I help if there's issues that need to be escalated. And then I also continue to provide consulting and implementation for future IT initiatives.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. So my first question is that since we just concluded both the core product, the both core Atera product and AI components, both Autopilot and Copilot, how was your onboarding experience so far? What any highlights that you remember from our process?
Yeah, so my onboarding experience with Atera was very structured. It was very step by step, and that facilitated the platform's implementation. One of the nice things I like, unlike some of my previous experiences with vendor support, is that Atera was there. As opposed to, you sign the contract and then they're nowhere to be found. So, they provided consistent guidance throughout the onboarding process to help ensure successful completion. Some examples would be providing guidance on the order of the onboarding tasks, when to do what, walking through how to perform those tasks and where to find those settings in Atera. Also, after our onboarding meetings, providing links to online articles that reinforces the instructions that were provided during the onboarding meetings, providing best practices and advice for settings and configurations, also suggesting workarounds for things that maybe not be so obvious on how to do, like reports or automations, things like that. And then basically always being available and flexible and open to feedback and suggestions.
Okay, thank you so much. I'll take it as a personal compliment because I was the person who was guiding you through the whole process, and yeah, all feedback is appreciated. So, and about Autopilot specifically, what capabilities and value are you focusing, what are you trying to get most out of? What is your focus right now in the AI field?
So CCI has numerous acronyms, programs, procedures, things like that. Right now, we're trying to get that incorporated into the AI, all of the proprietary information related to CCI, and also working on developing comprehensive knowledge base articles so that we ensure that the AI is equipped with sufficient data to resolve independently any issues that come about without requiring the intervention from help desk personnel. Our aim with the AI is to have the AI handle many of the help desk requests,
Mm-hmm.
which would ease our help desk technicians' workloads. And one of the nice things that I like about the way the AI works is that even if the AI can't resolve the issue and it ends up being a help desk ticket for a technician, there's still a lot of information collected during the process of the AI trying to resolve the issue that is helpful for the technician to resolve the matter in a more timely fashion.
Okay. And maybe the last question, if you remember when we started to test the autopilot, like you had like just just a few KB articles, and also custom instructions were released, and we added them during the process. And what difference have you noticed in responses? So how did they change over time?
Well, I think they become more accurate. Um, you can tell where the AI has accessed some of those articles because of the information, some of the suggestions it makes, some of the information it requests, that at first it wouldn't have had that information. And so the questions would have been more generic and the suggestions more generic and less specific.
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. I appreciate your answers and your time. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
And to wrap up and understand the core value, uh, all your effort, all your efforts, they all end in the same place. So we have the AI Center to show you what it means to have an AI at hand and to help you to help you resolve your tasks day in, day out. Because yes, you might have a total number of tickets, yes, some of which require human intervention. We will show you how many of those were actually automatically handled by AI and how many were escalated to you. And you can do like an easy math, like you can do some easy math and multiply the number of tickets and the average hourly rates and do some ROI calculations. And you can easily understand that having this time spent on those basic tickets, which take like anywhere from 5 minutes to even 15 minutes, in the long run, it actually results in huge, huge time savings, aka money saved, and and they become very decent numbers, and this is non-negotiable, and it's very important for us in this fast-moving world. So this is why we're showing you all this data so you can easily make your assumptions, make your conclusions, and your justification of having this type of technology. Uh, to sum it all up, on top of live people by your side, me, myself included, you have our amazing 24/7 support. They're very technically versed in all things AI and Atera core product. We have the community and the knowledge base, which is constantly growing, and we're constantly maintaining the articles and doing our best to supply with the best and most up-to-date information that we have about our own product. And also we supply you with the documents for your technicians and the end users to make that shift. We're also complementing for the end users and for technicians. We're also complementing it inside the product. So we're offering a welcome tour to understand what AI Autopilot is, what it does to your organization, and how to make it actually useful for you specifically. And yeah, and that's basically it for today. And I want to encourage you to try it yourself. Book the demo with us. We'll be more than happy to show you what it can do, both autopilot and copilot, and to see how it all works in synergy with the core product, and to understand what it truly is, and what it truly takes to make the agentic AI happen for you today. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one.